Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. We're going to dive right into a topic that honestly fundamentally challenges how we understand our modern world. Think about it. We live in an era of constant connectivity, right? Our phones track our every single step. Satellites map the globe in real time, and literally everything we do leaves a digital footprint. Yet, despite all of this, one of the most sophisticated machines ever engineered by human hands somehow managed to completely vanish. We are, of course, talking about Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. So buckle up because we're going to walk through the stark facts of one of aviation's greatest and honestly most unsettling mysteries. Section 1. The impossible disappearance. So, we really have to reconcile what we know about modern aviation safety with an event that just defies all logic. I want you to really picture this for a second. Imagine boarding a commercial flight. It's something millions of us do every single day without even a second thought, right? You're stepping onto one of the safest aircraft ever built. The protocols, the redundancies, the constant communication with the ground, all of it is specifically designed to make a complete disappearance or virtually impossible. But then, the impossible actually happens, vanishing. Not just a crash, but a complete vanishing, without a single distress call, without any confirmed crash site to point to. It's a genuinely chilling reality that really forces us to question just how much visibility and control we actually have. 239. That is the number of souls on board. And behind this immense mechanical and logistical puzzle is a really profound human tragedy. These were passengers, crew members, families, and friends whose lives were just forever altered. As we look at the timelines and the data throughout this explainer, we absolutely must anchor our understanding in this number: 239 people who simply wanted to get to their destination. Which leads us right to the anchoring question of our entire explainer. How can a Boeing 777 simply disappear? Now, a Boeing 777 is not some small, light aircraft. It's a massive, incredibly complex piece of modern engineering. It's tracked, it's monitored, and it's built to constantly broadcast its location and status. So for an aircraft of this sheer size and technological capability to just evaporate from our modern surveillance grid, that's a question that continues to baffle experts around the entire world. Section 2. A trail gone cold. Okay, so we're going to break down the exact sequence of events on that fateful day, and you'll see just how quickly a totally routine flight turned into an unprecedented anomaly. This date is permanently etched into aviation history. March 8, 2014. Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 takes off from Kuala Lumpur. Its scheduled destination is Beijing. And for all intents and purposes, this begins exactly like tens of thousands of other commercial flights that very same day. You've got a routine takeoff, standard procedures, clear skies, the whole shebang. But what is truly jarring is how incredibly fast the situation deteriorated. Let's walk through this timeline. You have that routine takeoff from Kuala Lumpur. But then, less than an hour later, everything changes. The aircraft suddenly stops communicating with air traffic control. The comms just completely stop. Next, its transponder, the device that broadcasts the plane's identity and location, is switched off. Then, military radar picks something highly unusual. The plane actually turns around, deviating completely from its planned route to Beijing. And after that, it just disappeared into the darkness. Just like that, step by step, this massive aircraft slips entirely off the grid. Now, as you might expect, the response to this disappearance was immediate, and it was massive. In fact, what followed became the largest and most expensive search operation in all of aviation history. When a modern commercial airliner vanishes like this, the international community mobilizes on a scale that is almost unimaginable. The sheer scope of that search effort was just staggering. We're talking about fleets of ships navigating rough, highly unpredictable seas. We're talking about advanced search aircraft scanning from the skies and cutting-edge satellites analyzing data all the way from space. The search grid covered thousands upon thousands of square miles of the Indian Ocean, and the Indian Ocean is vast, deep, and incredibly remote. The international effort poured absolutely everything it had into combing this deep ocean darkness, just desperately hoping to find any trace of that missing Boeing 777. But here is the jarring, almost incomprehensible result of all that effort, all that time, and all that money. No complete wreckage was ever found. Despite the ships, the aircraft, the satellites, despite the absolute best technology humanity had to offer, the main body of the aircraft remained entirely hidden. It actually wasn't until years later that a handful of isolated debris pieces finally washed ashore. A few fragments scattered by ocean currents, sure, but no fuselage, and definitively, no real answers. Section 3, the unanswered theories. You know, when facts end, human nature naturally rushes in to fill the void with hypotheses. So we're left with all these unproven theories. Was it pilot suicide? Maybe a hijacking gone wrong? Was there some undetectable mechanical failure? Or perhaps a catastrophic fire that rapidly incapacitated the crew? Or is it something no one has even considered yet? Now, as an explainer of the source material, I want to be absolutely clear and impartial with you here. Despite years of intense, exhaustive investigation by some of the greatest minds in aviation, absolutely no theory has been proven. None of them. They all remain just possibilities in the dark, highlighting the massive investigative gaps that still exist today. Section 4, an enduring enigma. So, we really have to reflect on the ultimate reality of where this leaves us right now. More than a decade later, time has passed, technology has certainly continued to advance, but MH370 remains one of aviation's greatest mysteries. It's a sobering reminder that our world, no matter how mapped and tracked it seems to be, still holds some pretty profound secrets. A modern aircraft carrying 239 souls simply vanished. The weight of that unresolved reality is staggering. Just let that sink in for a moment. MH370, still missing. We've looked at the assumed safety of the aircraft, that chilling timeline, the unprecedented global search, and a whole list of unproven theories. We've seen exactly how a Boeing 777 slipped into the darkness of the Indian Ocean, leaving behind far more questions than answers. So, armed with all the information we've laid out in this explainer, what do you think happened? Thank you so much for joining me for this focused look at MH370, and I definitely encourage you to keep questioning the world around you.